Selam millet. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Demircileri konuşacağız. Bununla bir düğüne gidecektik.
It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semin, and they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so.
Tam
But more
benlik görev.
importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up, and especially the cargo. Go to Semin and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Semin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Semin.
Zaten hep hisle başlar.
Those two hands of yours, Venser and Franzi, what can you tell me about them?
Can't tell you much. They're wandering laborers. I don't think they wanted to stay here with me for long.
Gezgin işçi
But
neymiş?
these days, I can use all the help I can get.
Were they suspicious in any way?
No, they worked hard. They ain't no slackers. And I can't say that about everyone.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Semin wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Semin's crossbow. And some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
All right, I'll get
Have
right
you
on
then?
it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them. Can I ask you about that cart?
What is it you need?
Ne sorabiliyoruz? Başka
Alright,
bir şey
time's
soramıyoruz.
waste.
Okey. Tek konuşmayı sonlandır ya. Ne var be? İtle aram iyi herhalde. 82. Şimdilik iyi. Şimdi öncelikle şu konumu silelim. Bu görev ne? Ha, zaten bu görev o görevmiş. Ne yapıyoruz? Geriden gidiyoruz. Buraya uğramıyoruz. Yol boyu izleyelim. Belki yolda buluruz. Sanırım bu yol o yol. Aynen. Yolda kal. De. Zırh setimiz de okey. Şunu da takalım. En son idman yapmıştım.
Go!
Yavrucuğum yolda kalsana dokundum diye hemen.
Ka! Go!
Eski tanrılar mıydı? Ne oluyoruz? Tamam, doğru yoldayız. Buradan sağa gideceğiz. Düz gideceğiz sağa.
Ka!
Yolu hiç kullanmadığım için yabancı geliyor yol.
Ka!
Kervanımız bu yolda değil.
Come on. Ja.
Ouch.
Go. Ja. Ja.
Uzun mesafe yüklenmesi biraz zorluyor. Neden bilmiyorum.
Whoa. Whoa.
Eyvallah deseydik. Konuş bakalım muhafızla.
I'm looking for the Takeoff blacksmith's cart. Have you seen it?
Loads of carts come past here. There's going to be a wedding, and they need supplies. Try asking Captain Gnarly. He keeps an eye on supplies. He'll probably be in the courtyard.
Thanks.
And watch yourself when you go into the courtyard.
Neden?
Why?
We've got some wedding guests from Moravia. They're in pretty high spirits. It's still a while till the
Görüşürüz.
wedding, but them gents is already getting into the swing of things.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour."
Hey! You alright there, laddie?
Oh, you should have seen him. He went as red as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Samine is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck what you fray.
Kavga.
You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
Yancı. Adamı
The old
gazlıyor.
man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that.
Şuna bir tek atalım ya lütfen.
I'll kill you. Yeah, fuck that. Come on.
Bana hiç vuramadı.
Oh, you wee bastard.
the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the flood.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that wine?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takeoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yechin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Adam yılmış.
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no
sir.
need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yuriko is shit-faced, and your son
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir. So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah, I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, no, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. So, do you know what to do?
Güzel.
Or have you got any more questions?
Actually, there is something I'd like. I'd like to go and
Hemen
see that
soralım.
wedding.
Wouldn't we all, lad? And what would you do there?
Well, I heard Lord von Berghoff will be at the wedding, and I need to speak with him.
Son, I don't know if you're serious or yanking my pizzle. Anyways, you're Radovan's hand, ain't ya? He'll be coming to the wedding. He's making a wedding gift for the groom. Stick with him, and maybe he'll take you with him.
This Yurko and his maids, who are they?
They're Lord Samin's kin. They're fine as long as they don't get too much.
Only they're from Moravia, so they're never far from the booze.
But what can I tell you, lad? Each to himself. Besides, they stick with the family when push comes to shove. And you can't say that...
And you, sir? What is it you do?
Well, son, I wonder if I haven't made a mistake about you. If you haven't figured me out by now, you can't be very bright.
No, I just meant, what exactly is it you do for Lord Semin? And your name isn't exactly very common.
I'm the captain here, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you what a captain does. As for my name, it's a nickname Lord Samin's grandpa gave me. May he rest in peace. When I joined his service as a young fella, I took my gnarly club with me. Wouldn't use anything else. I was used to it. And more than once helped me to, well, win an argument. I broke many a hard skull with it. And it's still in one piece. We've been together so long, we even share the same name.
You're lucky you didn't turn out to be Captain Knob.
Or Captain Headcracker. You're right.
We should probably get going.
That we should. But it's getting pretty late. We need daylight for a search like that. Come back in the morning and we'll set out. If you want, stay here. You'll get a bit of grub in the kitchen and you can sleep in the barn.
Soy soy diyor. Vallahi kimse de yok. Şuradan 2 bardak şarap içelim. Hatta 3 yapalım onu. İçki içmede gelişsin. Sırf ondan yani. Düğün yaklaşıyor, hazırlıklı olalım. Belki lazım olur. Sizden bir şeyler söyleyecek var mı?
God bless you.
Greetings to you.
I'm sorry.
Peki üst katta ne var? Çıkmam yasak değil. Buralara girmem. Bu da yasak. Aga ben burayı bir yere soyarım ya. Ama önce soymada biraz gelişmem gerekiyor. Oturuyor. Burası ahır değil. Ahırda demiştim. Burada neyimiz varmış? Aa, yüzbaşı okuma yazması da varmış. Şaşırdım. Hadi sana kolay gelsin. Şununla bir tur konuşalım. Nerede? Sen.
Don't get ideas. I wasn't at my best. But I'm not gonna scrap with you again.
You've got quite an unusual accent. Where are you from?
Can't you tell? From Znaimo in Moravia. Lovely country. All vineyards and bonny
Keşke
lasses.
karşısına
Well, you
otursaymış.
don't like it here?
You see any vineyards and bonny lasses here? The locks are but all right. They didn't exactly lift your spirits, but more the other way around.
You're related to the Semines, if I understood right.
Aye, I wouldn't be here otherwise. My great-grandmother married young Lord Semin's great-uncle. It's not every day that your, first cousin, once removed, gets...
Twice
Güzelmiş.
removed. But that doesn't matter.
Ah, who cares? There'll be a good old shindig, that's all that counts.
You're a long way from Moravia. You must hold Lord Semin in high...
My pa holds all his kin in high esteem, so he sends us all over the place. But we didn't have all far to go. We were at a wedding in Rottenburg last week, a wee bit from Yihlama.
Adamın arkasından
Before
konuşmak
that,
hiç
it
hoşuma
was a
gitmedi ya.
bairn's christening at Koschenberg, and another wedding in Dalchin. That's all I mind. I haven't been home for 6 months.
Why don't you want another fight?
Why would I want to stramash? I'm nae a man of violence. Tradition has been honoured already.
Is it your custom to beat up envoys who come to the courtyard?
Envoy or no, when a new bloke turns up and gives us a queer look, he gets a clout in the gob. That's fair, isn't it?
Uh-huh. I understand, I suppose. You must fight all the time then, eh?
Like I said, I'm nae a man of violence, but customs is customs.
Adet adettir, haklı.
Greetings.
Ne oluyor be? Bunda bir problem mi var? Dur bakalım.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Ne habersiniz? Bana sınırsız yetkimi verdiniz. Her
God
kapıyı
bless
açıyorum.
you, sir.
Kimse de demiyor niye buraya giriyorsun diye. Heh, sonunda. Burası özel mülkmüş.
I'm sorry.
Good day to you.
Sen kimsin bakayım?
I'd like to
At mı
buy a
satın al?
horse.
All you have to do is pick the right one, then hand over the groschen. I will take care of the rest.
I already have a horse. What'll happen to it?
I will put a price on it and deduct it from the price of the new one. I'm sure we'll find some use for it here. And if you have a particularly fine horse, who knows? You might even make some money. Have you taken a look at our horses? You do know they differ in more than just the color of their coat, right?
What should I be looking out for?
Each horse has different characteristics, which affects the price. If you take a close look at them, you will see what attributes each... Do you want to go and have a look at them?
I reckon that's a good idea.
Go on then. No need to be afraid. I'm sorry.
İlk bu adam at satıcısı. Bu benim deli olan. Meşe palamudu. Sen nesin? Çağır bilmem ne. Hayatta kalma atladı.
Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Evet. Aga be. Kapasitesi çok düşük ya. Ama at bizim. Hmm. 218 oluyor. Benim atın değeri ne ara 400 oldu ya. Ben 38'e çaldıktan sonra üstüme aldım. Neredesin deli yürek?
You have a kind master. Eh, Matt?
Çakıl taşını bir alabilir miyim senden?
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now.
Who sold her to you?
I told you already. Some young lad. He wasn't from here.
What did he look like? Where'd he go?
You're a bit hasty, eh? He had black hair and a big beard. And he looked like he'd been sleeping in the woods. And his breath smelled like hell. But I couldn't tell you where he was headed.
She's my horse. I rode in on her from Ratai, in the retinue that was attacked down by the pond.
Right. You happen to need a new horse, and this one just happens to be the one you already own. Does it have your brand? It does not. So you are out of luck.
Greetings, neighbor.
Look,
Makul.
you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right?
I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire.
And the one who sold it to you told you he found it by the pond, right?
Well, he did, aye.
So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me.
Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her.
Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself. Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give her to you. But you owe me one. But you already have a horse. Do you really want to exchange it with me?
Takas edeceğiz. Evet.
Yes, me and Pebbles have been through a lot together.
Suit yourself.
May she serve you well.
Peki benim tüm şeydekiler buraya gelmiş, güzel.
There now.
Peki atın bundan haberi var mı? Bir de o var. Köpek yiyor bunları.
Here you go.
Demişken
Take it.
bir tanesini verelim. Oo. Bunu beklemiyordum. Şu ahırdaki yatağımızı bulalım. Yatalım. Sanırım bölümü de bitirebilir miyiz? Ya daha 28 dakika olmuş. Çok zor bu ya. Ahırda yatarsın dediler. Nerede yatacağım? Orada uyu, burada uyu diyor. Uyu ve kaydet demiyor. Aha, yatağı buldum. Buymuş. Saatimiz kaç? Elimizde kitap kaldı mı? Bak bu var. Dur. Şuraya gidelim, oturalım. Buraya tutturmuyor. Buraya oturabiliyorum. Ama önce bir bardak daha şarap içeyim. Aa. Kilitliymiş. Siz içkinizi içerken ben bir bal şarabı içeyim. Peşine de Kitabımı okuyayım. 2 saatte okey. Evet, takımı gelişti. Hiçbir şey buluyor ama ne için hırlıyor böyle? Anlamadım yani. Orada onu geren bir şey var ya. Uyu ve kaydet. Şurada bana yetiyor. 5'ten sonra olsun. Haydi.
My respects.
An only child. All the more reason to celebrate.
longer.
Birazcık daha. Sen yazıyorsan bir kitabın da vardır belki.
Did you hear about what happened at the big wheel?
At the mill,
Yeah, the place by the Sheherovka
Sanki
Street.
buradaymış gibi konuşuyorlar.
has the water sprite been up to his mischief again?
What can you do?
Stuck in the wheel on Sunday.
Who was it?
Some vagabond.
God rest his soul.
And get this. Miller Boschka says he was in the water at least a week, judging by the state of his body.
So what? Somebody did him in and chucked him into the water.
But the river
Bunların
there has a
muhabbetine hiç
powerful
girişmeyeceğim şu an.
current. The dead man had been floating down the river for at least a week.
Without anyone noticing.
Müsaadenle 2 kaşık da ben yiyeyim
And
mi?
that's not all. The dead man had a gold chain round his
İyi, çal demiyor en
neck.
azından.
Someone bumped him off and didn't even rob him.
That is strange. I reckon something.
Çift adam yaptık, yapacak bir şey yok. Aa, aşırıya mı olmuş? 117.
Something like that.
İyi. Bak, kapatma la, kapatma. Karşındayım hıyar. Yağmur yağmayaydı iyiydi ya.
I'm always glad to see I like people like you. God be with you.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
I'm sorry. God bless. Well, good day.
Yüzbaşı. Lan. Seninle konuşacaktık. Sen yemeğini yedin mi bey baba? Hazırlanmışsın ama.
My humble respects.
I'm ready to set out,
Gidelim.
sir.
All right. Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
As you say.
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Kharkov and headed towards us, they had to pass through Troskovitz.
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Very good, Captain.
What do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop off there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
Haydi o zaman. Benim koşmamı beklemiyorlar değil mi? Takip etmem gerekiyor çünkü sadece. Yine yağmur başladı.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
Yes?
Konuşalım.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Samin. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act accordingly. Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
Ne verecekmiş?
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
Kalem kılıçtan keskin mi? Ulan yumruklarım deseydim bari.
Sword?
Kılıç da bakalım.
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. A sword belongs in noble hands. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks, and get your arse into the pen.
Ya sopayla mı dövüşeceğim?
So, young'un, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
O kadar da hazır değilmiş. Kontrata yok.
That's a lot of blood. This should stop it.
What do you say, son?
You really gave me the runaround.
Beni aşağılıyor demeyiz.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young un has spirit. Anyways, you can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Böyle eşek gibi gidiyoruz. En uzun yolu gitme. Dedim ve öyle yapıyormuş zaten ya. Kamp ekleyememiş ama olsun. Hadi çak. Şunu da değiştirelim de. Savaşa mavaşa gireriz. Başımız belaya girmesin. Adam akıllı silahlarımızla gidelim.
I needed that. It's good to stretch the limbs every now and again. And you're pretty handy, youngster. You should come to the courtyard and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from Silver Scallops, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a well-built girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping your dead anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
What? Now? Foot.
Lan nereye? Oha. Aşırı yabancı geldi.
Come here.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he...
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
As you wish, sir.
Gel koçum gel. Bu hali buradan bakalım. Selam yok mu be? Ayıp. Vali beyler.
Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah. I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did. A few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semin on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semin would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semin is a no... Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad, though.
I understand. Do you know anything about Radovan's hired hands?
Only what I've told you. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind if they never turned up again.
Why's that?
Well, they might look like butter wouldn't melt in their mouths, and Radovan praises them, but I know people. That pair have mischief in their eyes. I can tell.
That'll be all.
Adamlar biraz çakalmış. Anladığım kadarıyla. Şu kitapları sana vereyim.
Word about the
Well, I...
Here.
Biraz bahşiş.
Moi! I'm glad you found what you were
Aramız
looking
iyi
for,
olsun.
sir.
Senden sonra gelip alabilirim ya. Şimdilik dursun. Ya ama şimdi okuyacak bir şey olsun önümde. Bu olsun. Bu olsun.
Let's talk about...
Well,
You see?
180.
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Hemen kabul et. Güzel. 182 tane kitap. Daha ne isteyelim? Beyler hadi.
Well then, young man.
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east.
So to Yichin. The bastards.
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was full...
The thieving scum. Let's hurry. To Yichin.
Sir, I could send a message to the Itchin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
Should be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir.
I will.
Dayı çok iddialı.
People walk here too, you know. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yichin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my braves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go then.
Bu sefer biraz koşsak mı?
Whoa! Whoa!
Benim hamlelerim onları pek umursatmıyor. Şunu sarsam at üstüne sarılmıyordu değil mi? Aynen. Zaten şurası. Diye düşünüyorum. Umut ediyorum.
So, Saint Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry?
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Bu araba neden olmasın? Yolu mu inceleyeceğiz sadece? Anlamadım. Bir şey buldum mu?
You have a kind master, eh? What? God bless.
Hoş bakalım.
Did you see a cart drive through here by any?
All the time, friend, from Troskovich to
Yani
Yichin
daha
and back.
net bir şey söylemedim.
Sometimes even a slow cart with a dead body.
I'm looking for a cart loaded with goods from the blacksmith. Probably moving fast.
Now that you mention it, I do recall something of the like. They even dropped a sack of charcoal. When you go out of the
Ne
cemetery
kömürmüş
onto
ya.
the road, you should see it right there on the right-hand side.
God be with you, sir.
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
Her yere düşürmüşler. Parça parça.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it...
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
Sizden artık kopabileceğim.
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir.
Kopamayacağım.
You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad? Nothing to say, lad? Well, I can't blame you. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one. Not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Kulübe. 55'te olmuş. Umarım buradadırlar. 5 dakika içinde çözüleceğini gram düşünmüyorum ama.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cut.
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar right enough. Where the...
Well, that's just it.
They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Neden yani? Aha da buldum. Buldum işte, buraya gitmişler.
The blacksmith's cart. And someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
İhtiyarlar gelene kadar. Bir de nereden anladık blacksmith demircinin olduğunu?
Blacksmith's cart.
And someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Yeah. Of course the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old young milker would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you. They got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Köpek sizden önce bir şeyler buluyor ama.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Seçimleriniz was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why's that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little. Now, she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins and white ladies. Every night, we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind
Sesler geliyor
whistling
aslında şu an.
outside the windows and the whirring of the spinning wheel.
Solumuzda var.
It's true about them.
Shh. Wait a moment. Do you hear that?
I do. There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer.
Şükürler olsun ya.
Have you forgotten I was ordained, you ignoramus?
Kampa yaklaş diye. Beni tek mi bıraktı bunlar? Ya burada bir durdurayım. Sonra birleştiririm olmadı.